Hey guys, it's Gaming Dad 56 back for another episode of the $10 million challenge. Here we go with episode 4. If you guys remember what happened last time, we just basically got this guy working on field 15. He had finished up with field 14, put him to work on 15. We also went out and did some contracting jobs and made ourselves about $20,000 last time. So what are we going to do this time? Some more contracting jobs, because we're going to try to make some more money. He's still working away, and there's really nothing else for us to do, so we might as well go make money. What we're going to do, you guys can see, I like to take a look around at the fields and see what's available. Harvesting is fun. Plowing is not so fun, but if we go to this field, this is the same field that we had already done a bunch of work on. We can make, with a time bonus, you're probably looking at about $20,000. And I figured it'll take us about 30 minutes worth of work. I'm going to do it. Now, this is going to be kind of an interesting episode. We don't have a lot to do, like I said. So, we're going to spend most of our time just doing contracting jobs. Which means, unless we just do a bunch of small jobs, this could be us doing some longer jobs. So I may time-lapse some of this video for you guys, just so that you don't have to see so many different jobs. All right. We are going to pick somewhere about in the middle of the field and start going down. Drop the plow. And away we go. Excellent. Now I know I was going to say, I said I was going to get GPS fixed last time, but I haven't. And considering it's only the 4th episode of the $10 million challenge, I figure we don't need to use GPS quite yet. It certainly would make things a bit easier, especially something like this job. But, you know what? The game doesn't come with GPS installed in it, so for the first little bit, we can play without it. So that's what we're going to do. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of this plowing job here, and then I'm probably going to time-lapse the rest of the video. Because, yeah, it's going to take us a while. If I did not time-lapse it, the entire 30-minute episode would be taken up probably by this job right here. Instead of subjecting you guys to that kind of torment, I am going to start doing a time-lapse. Excellent. And I'm now driving up the hill, just trying to get the back of the plow over. Alright, we are... Here we go. Okay, there we go. And I don't know, we'll just pick somewhere over here. Now, you guys probably ask, well, what am I doing? This weird plowing thing I have going on. It's hard to turn this big of a plow sharply enough, and it's easiest to keep your plows in straight rows. Although Farming Simulator doesn't really simulate plow physics all that well, so you can turn sharp corners with plows if you want to, and it doesn't really make a difference. In all actuality, that's pretty unrealistic. So usually what you do is try to keep yourself in nice straight rows, and just keep yourself going. What you guys can see right now, if you're not overly familiar, this plow would be throwing dirt to the right. I have a little more room here, so I'm going to go ahead and go all the way to the end. So then this next pass up here, I want to make sure that I am throwing dirt to the right, so it would fall right back in the furrow left by the last plow blade on my last pass. And then we'll do the same thing, except we would do the same thing on the next one, and it would be on the inside. Let me pull up this. So we would come back down on this side, and then these two are just going to keep getting closer and closer together, and that's kind of how it works. And then once we finish up this section, we move on to another section, etc., and that's kind of how you do the field. So that's the plan. And to keep from subjecting you guys to more plowing torture, I am going to start the time lapse now. So I will talk to you when we get back from the time lapse.
Either way, we're going to be done with this field pretty quickly. And we shouldn't have to worry about the little bits at the end that I wasn't able to get. Normally I'd go back and get those, but I don't think we're going to have to for this mission, which is perfect. And done. No. Missed it. Done. No. Oh, there we go. I didn't have to turn around. So, a nice $19,000. Excellent. So look at that. We're up to $75,000. Okay. What else do we have to do? Well, you know what? We might as well just look and see what's in this field. Alright, this will be a fairly short mission. And I think this will be the... We'll do this one. We'll do it all on camera. And I think this will be the last thing we do for the day on this episode. Oh, I meant to go look at the worker. If you guys can't see, glance up in the upper left corner. We can see that our worker is finished. Alright. He did finish up seeding field 15.
So, that's good to go now. Unfold this big old pile. Or, oh, sorry, cultivator. Hurry up, unfold. There we go. Lower down, and here we go. This shouldn't take long. It gave us, I think, 15.5 minutes to complete this. I think it will be done with at least 4 minutes left. That's my guess. Okay, and I'll go ahead and do in-cab for this one because during that time lapse I spent pretty much all my time outside the cab. So let's spend some time inside the cab. Excellent. So, this is coming along nicely. We are still not very far into the morning of day 1 on this Let's Play, even though we are on our 4th episode. We are still only in day 1 in game, which is awesome because we have the time scale set on 1x and we're leaving it that way, and we are just trying to get as much done as we possibly can each day, including working on these contracting jobs. That's going to allow us to make a lot of money every day and help push this series along towards the ultimate $10 million goal. $10 million is a lot of money. I've been watching, you know, I watch some other YouTubers, and they do some nice Let's Plays on Farming Simulator, and I've seen a couple of them actually, you know, legitimately get themselves up to $1 million or around $2 million, somewhere around there. It's actually fairly rare to see that much money in somebody's bank account without cheating, but usually guys will have a couple $1 million worth of equipment. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind. It's going to be interesting to get to 10 million because when we get, and I'm driving terribly. There we go. When we get to 10 million, we could get to 10 million a lot quicker if we get up around, you know, that number somewhere, and then just sell all of our equipment in all of our fields. I'm not going to do that though. I've actually thought about that. I was like, you know, by that time we'll probably have a couple $1 million worth of equipment and fields. So if we get up around 8 million and then sell all of our equipment and fields, we could probably hit the $10 million mark. But that's, as I think about it, that seems like it would probably be a little less than satisfying. Plus, if we're to the point where we have that much money, that many fields, that much equipment, we might as well just crank on and get the last 2 million and still have all of our equipment left over. And then maybe what we'll do, once we hit that $10 million mark, we'll sell all of our equipment, we'll sell all of our fields, and we'll see how much we actually have. So that's kind of my plan. But that could change, just as a full disclaimer for you guys, that could change. Once I figure out exactly how long it's going to take me to get to $10 million, I may end up doing that. $10 million is a hefty, a lofty goal to be going after here. Even in, to do some testing and things like that, you know, I've made save games that I just use for testing purposes, where of course I cheat in money and everything like that, but I've tried never to cheat myself more than $10 million because I don't want to get that $10 million achievement by cheating. I've gotten the $1 million achievement by cheating because usually the money mod that allows you to add money while in game gives you $1 million at a time, so you end up with that achievement pretty early on if you do test and save games. But I've tried to keep myself under $10 million in the other ones so that I can get that $10 million achievement someday. Most people don't play one map long enough to get $10 million. A lot of a lot of YouTubers I've seen have a pretty good deal going on where they play one map for a while, they sell all the stuff, and they carry over their money. Or they carry over the equipment and animals and things like that and go to the next map and things like that. So you kind of carry over your progress from map to map. And that is a cool idea. I like that idea because it's, otherwise you have to restart. You're essentially starting back at square one in every single map. And you guys know, it just takes a while to get going if you start from square one. So I like that idea. But this Let's Play is going to be a little different because we're going to take it right through all the way to the ultimate goal. All on one map. We're not going anywhere. Eventually, we're going to get some bigger fields and more fields. We're going to be using the Big Bud DLC. Now, when I'm recording this, the Big Bud DLC just came out not that long ago. I think a couple of days ago was when it actually came out. So that'll tell you guys when I'm recording this. I don't know when this will actually go up live on YouTube, but when it'll be available to view on YouTube. But just so you guys know, I am recording this a couple days after the Big Bud DLC. I've played around with it in a couple of my test save games. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to be able to use it in our $10 million challenge map. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to fit in perfectly with what we're trying to do, because we're going to have a lot of fields, some of the bigger fields, and we're going to need to get them worked and turned over and everything really quickly to be able to make money at a fast rate. This thing is nice. I think this is the all-rounder, if I remember right. That's what it's called. Nice big working width here. We're making quick work of this field. I said I thought we would have 4 minutes left. We might do even a little better than that. Especially if I can take advantage of the full width of my cultivator here without making you guys seasick, hopefully. You know, I do kind of miss the GPS mod. Once you have it and you get so used to using it, it's kind of nice to not use it a little bit. It's been a while since I just sat here and actually drove the tractor and had to control it. Normally I just set the GPS and go hands off until I get to the end of the field. So it's actually kind of nice to not be using the GPS. Although I can already tell that I am not making very straight rows. That's where the GPS definitely comes in handy. For missions like this, GPS is super handy because you can make sure that you are taking full advantage of the width of your implements and not overlapping, but also not missing anything. So that would be a nice thing to have. But it's not going to make that much of a difference because I think I did a pretty good job. And we are just about done. Should be finishing up anytime. There we go. Nice $7,000 there. Excellent. And let's see how we are at this field. So now we got $83,000. Sorry, that's not what I meant to do. We've got the field value down to 207. And there's actually nothing left to do at this point on this field. Oh, now there is. Oh, that's the Big Bud planter. Alright guys, we're doing this one last job in this episode. I know I told you we would be done after the last one, but I cannot pass up the opportunity to use the Big Bud planter. This planter, it has to be my favorite planter now in the game. This is the type of planter I see all the time around where I live. This, especially now where farmers are going with just gigantic equipment. This is what you see a lot of. Really big row planting units like this that fold out and cover 16 to 24 rows at a time. And it helps if you lower it. Well, whatever, we'll get it straightened out. And you know, before this in the game, there just really wasn't anything like that. You had the horse, I think Maestro, I think is the right one. It was a corn planter, a row crop planter. But it was only 12 rows, and it had kind of an air cart set up. It's not that you don't see air carts around here. It's just that these are now way more common. So I was really, really excited when I saw that this was going to be one of the pieces of equipment in the Big Bud DLC. I know it doesn't fertilize at the same time as seed, which some people don't like, but for me, this thing just fits right in with where I live and what people actually use around here, that I was just super happy to see it. Now, that does not mean that we will not take advantage of the other Big Bud planters, because they are also pretty cool. And just because there are a lot of these around where I live, doesn't mean that people aren't using the big air carts and seed drills as well. They still do. Whoa. I got my row marker, my ridge marker out there. It's gonna do a nice job of helping me know where to go if I can keep a straight line, which is a big if at this point. And I know that I'm missing a line over there, but really I'm just trying to keep it straight at this point. With these missions, you can afford to miss a little bit. Oh, this thing is so cool. It looks really funny behind this tractor, because well, just this tractor almost looks too small for this. And as I'm making these turns and stuff, it feels like the tractor is a little too small for this. I would have to see what the actual required horsepower is for this planter. And let's see how close we are with P7 heavy duty. Excellent. This is so cool. It's good to know, though. You can use, you know, of course, this comes out as part of the Big Bud DLC, so people are naturally going to want to use the Big Bud tractors to... I didn't even put my ridge marker out. That was kind of silly. But they're naturally going to want to use the Big Bud tractors to pull the implements that came out in the same DLC. And that's understandable. But even the biggest equipment that came out in the Big Bud DLC, you can pull with original in-game equipment, like the Challenger MT900 and 800. If you get those with the bigger engines, you know, they have enough horsepower to be able to pull. Sorry, we got stuck there. They have enough horsepower to be able to pull even the biggest equipment in the Big Bud DLC. So that's nice. You can, if you already have some of that big equipment, whoa. If you already have some of that big equipment, you don't have to get rid of it. You can continue to use your big tractors. The case quad tracks will pull a lot of it as well. So that's pretty cool. And this thing actually, if I remember right, this thing doesn't actually take all that much horsepower to pull. I mean, it takes a lot, but given how big it is, you might expect it to actually take a little bit more. And it's also surprisingly inexpensive. And I am not going anywhere close to straight. It doesn't feel like. Hold on, whatever. surprisingly inexpensive. When you compare this with the cost of the Horse Maestro, which is the 12-row corn planter, this thing's like $20,000 more. But for $20,000, you get for $20,000 you get, instead of 9 meters, I think this thing is like 18-meter working width. So you get double the working width for an extra $20,000. It probably, I'd have to look at horsepower requirements of both of the machines. This probably takes a considerable amount of horsepower more than the Maestro, and that would make complete sense. If I remember right, the Horse Maestro doesn't actually take very much horsepower or require very much horsepower to pull. But anyway, it's worth it to get this thing. It does. I know it doesn't fertilize, but it's still worth it. This thing is so awesome. And not only that, this thing can plant almost every crop in the game. I would have to double check on this, so don't quote me on it right away, but I think this can plant everything except potatoes, which is awesome. No longer do you need 2 separate planters for planting corn and sugar beets and sunflowers, and then a whole separate planter planting your grains, soybeans and stuff like that. You know, that's really cool. Make the turn, come on, you're so slow. A slightly more powerful tractor probably would not have been bad. This thing really slows down on the turns. Well, you guys can see it. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad we got this as a job. This thing's just fun. Look how quickly you cover a field like this. I had always kind of been a little disappointed that the largest corn sunflower planter in the game was that Horse Maestro at 9 meters. You know, especially once they brought the Condor back in FS17, and you've got a 15-meter wide seeder for your cereal crops. I was like, really? You've got 15 meters for all the other crops, but you're still stuck with this dinky little 9-meter corn planter. It was a little frustrating. So I am super glad that they included this in the DLC. Eventually, when we get enough money, this is probably going to be our planter. Now, it doesn't mean this is going to be the only planter we have, but if you're playing a little bit more, and I use this term a little loosely, but a little more realistic, say for your own save game, you may only have one planter for all your fields, and this is the perfect one. You can plant all that stuff. Yes, you're going to have to fertilize, but you don't have to have another planter. The other planters that are of comparable size to this, like the Condor and stuff, I mean, they're so expensive, like $200,000+. This is the T7 heavy duty, right? Yeah, T7. It is struggling with this planter, especially on the turns. I might have better luck if I turn the seeder off, but then I'll forget to turn it back on. Just like I forget to lower it about every time. This is going to be the last pass here. Excellent. Take a little extra money today. Alright guys, as soon as we're done with this one, we're going to sum up the episode, and we're going to call it a day. see where we're at money-wise. We have done well today. We have made a lot of money. There we go, another 6,000 from that. So we are at $90,000. We started out today at $58,000, and we are up to $90,000. So $32,000 day. Nice. This guy is not done. Okay, well, we'll finish that up off screen. Let's take a look real quick at our finances. This is the 4th episode, but we're only at 9:30 in the morning on day 1. So let's take a look at this. New vehicles. We've spent $14,000 on new vehicles so far. $200 on fuel. $2,000 on seeds. $1,500 on fertilizer. But we've made almost $30,000 on harvest income from selling grains. We've made over $65,000 from field jobs. And we've paid out a whopping $5,700 for wages. Wow. But that leaves us $70,000 on the positive side. That is excellent. And we have a balance of 90. You know what, while we're here, because I see we still have a $75,000 loan, we're actually going to pay this off. We are going to... Okay, it paid off everything. I actually did not mean to pay off everything at one time, but why not? Might as well, I guess. There you go. Nice achievement, financial independence. Cool. Okay. I guess I was trying to see if that was a glitch, because it's only telling me up here in the right-hand corner that I spent $5,000 on that. But it definitely took away my whole loan. I only have $15,000 now. Okay. So, re-sum that up. We started off today at $58,000. We finished today at $15,000. So we've lost about $43,000. However, we did pay off our loan. So we have no loan anymore. That means that this $15,000 we are legitimately worth about $15,000 plus all of our equipment. This gives us a nice point to go forward from. Hopefully we won't have to take out any more loans. I think probably occasionally we'll take out loans to buy equipment, but we'll just see how that goes. We'll play it by ear. So, thank you guys for watching today's episode. We are well on our way to $10 million. If you guys liked the episode, be sure to like, comment, or subscribe. I've been Gaming Dad 56. Until I see you guys next time, thank you for watching.